straight. I'm on my way. Get out my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring us. Got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for.
Welcome in, everybody, to In Off the Bench podcast. My name is Jim Cross. My co-host, Daniel Ball, is somewhere. We're hoping he might show up in the middle. We're just going to kind of go and start it without him because we don't want to leave our guests waiting. But, you know, we did the championship intro video because Ella Murphy, who's coming on tonight, is a commit to Oklahoma, who is, 6, 7, 8, 27-time champion. I don't know anymore. It feels like Oklahoma's always winning. They're poised to win it this year, ranked number 1 overall. But we're going to get her story. Ella Murphy, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We are so close to gymnastics. I can taste it. Me and you were just talking before the show. I never thought, and I can tell you, Ella, when Daniel, hopefully gets here, his wife and daughter in the gymnastics world. So I did not know gymnastics really till about 6 years ago. And I was at their house, and I feel like it was Oklahoma and Michigan were on TV. And I was, intrigued. I was like, these girls are awesome. And so, fast forward like 2 years and Kaya Johnson, was on TV, and I just found her fascinating, not just her talent, but her character, and asked her to come on. And then here we are. I can watch it, equally with baseball. Everybody calls me a baseball guy, but I'll go to gymnastics, arguably, depending on who it is, where it's at, before baseball. And so I'm excited to have you on as you, a big time commit, someone who's getting it done at a high level already, and want to get your story. But before we do, breaking the ice, right? We are in the Christmas season. Gotta know, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, I love Christmas Vacation.
Really? Someone of your age saying Christmas Vacation. That's actually interesting. That's an old one, old one.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's me and my brother.
I do like that you said that, because we commonly get the same ones, right? You always get Home Alone, Grinch, Elf, which Home Alone's my favorite, but it is always nice when you get a different answer. So I like it. All right. So let's go music. If you could go to any concert right now, you can go see anyone, anywhere. Who are you going to see?
Ooh, that's hard. My dream was always Taylor Swift Eras Tour, but I just saw her in New Orleans like a few weeks ago. So
Nice.
that was.
I got to see the outside of the dome when I was down there in New Orleans, and saw them actually, hang and do the bracelet thing from the dome. And I was like, as a Saints fan, as someone who spends a lot of time in Louisiana, I've never seen them touch the outside of the dome. So it really just tells the status of Taylor Swift, right? It's like they're decorating the dome. That kind of tells you this is a big deal.
Yeah, it was so cool. The whole town of New Orleans.
So did she hit the mark for you?
Definitely. It was amazing.
Awesome.
It was really cool.
All right. So, got to know, who is your favorite athlete? You can watch anybody, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be gymnastics. It probably is, but if you can turn on TV and there is one athlete on, who is it?
I love Jordan Bowers from OU and Audrey Davis. They're just
not
always
a bad answer.
Yeah. I've just always looked up to them in their gymnastics and the way they hold themselves and the way they carry themselves. I just love everything about them.
What's crazy, and we're going to get into it later, you say Jordan and you say Audrey, and you can say, obviously, the whole team. It feels like you can list them off. But for me, it's not even the gymnastics. Danielle Seaver's smile, I told her, and I was like, as many athletes as we've interviewed, guy or girl, all sports, I said, you literally have the most infectious smile I've ever seen. Like, when you smile, I can't help but smile too. It's like, you're so happy. And so the fact that we ended up also doing an extra episode talking about her faith and that, that happiness is genuine, right? Like it's not like you're just doing it because you're supposed to out there, right? You're always supposed to smile, but that's just who she is. So like I can only imagine being on her team, being her friend. Like it's hard to be in a bad mood around her.
Yeah, I love her. She's always smiley. Even like I've always seen her and like I'm always like, I wonder if she's like that all the time. And like on my visit and everything, she was just always smiley. I just love being around her.
Yeah, last year in Fort Worth, I got to appreciate it to a new level because you obviously know how vault went for them, and they went over to the beam, and she was right there in front of me, and she was sitting there dancing, having fun with her teammates. Like you would have never known anything went bad. And when we asked her about that, she was like, we're still in Fort Worth in the championships. Like I'm with my best friends doing what I love. Like she didn't lose sight of what was going on there, right? Instead of saying, oh, we're not fixing to win. Like it's just living in the moment. And I think that whole mentality, and that's the way to live. Like I tell my daughter, who is your age, I say, watch this girl, because like she's doing it the right way.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
They're all amazing people.
Absolutely. So last one, we'll be done breaking the ice. Big question for me. I might judge you the most out of all these things. Heading to Disney in a couple weeks. Me and my wife are some Disney nerds. If you could be any Disney character, any of them, it could be hero, villain, princess, robot, whatever, who would you be?
Ooh, I would say Rapunzel.
She just won a bracket. Me and Daniel were talking about it for the best princess. So you picking that, the people have spoken. They said she's the best one. So you're picking the best one. And I mean, you got blonde hair, it matches, right?
Yeah, exactly. When I was little, I loved Rapunzel, and I cut my hair like this because I wanted to be just like her.
Yeah, I made the mistake of bringing it up to Kylie the other night on Monday. She's got beautiful long blonde hair. I play softball at Mississippi State. I had just seen the bracket, so I brought it up and I asked her what she thought, and she goes, "I've never liked Disney." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, you know what? I didn't give her too much trouble because the girl like dies in the dirt, makes all these ridiculous plays, and I was like, you were one of the ones that played in the dirt. I get it.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Where are you from?
I'm from Frisco, Texas. Been here my whole life.
We're getting more and more, gymnasts that are from Texas. Like it is crazy to me that Texas and Texas A&M do not have a gymnastics program, when especially the Dallas area, that whole area, like the amount of gymnasts, because it is, I mean, y'all are everywhere. Like what's it like growing up in an area that's so talent rich with gymnasts?
Yeah, it's been really amazing, and I feel so lucky to just be born in the city of Woga gymnastics. Like I was just meant to.
If you were born somewhere else, this may have never happened because it wasn't just everywhere.
Definitely, because most of my team have like moved here from different states and everything. But it's just really cool being, especially at Woga, with like Sky and Audrey and Louisa and all these girls, Sloan, all of them being in the gym, just always having someone to look up to and seeing like what it takes to get there, and they're always so inspiring and so encouraging.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, obviously you got them as influences, but let's talk family. Who you got in the family? You got mom, dad, brothers, sisters. Who we got in the house?
I have my mom, my dad, and 2 older brothers.
Oh, no. So are they nice to you?
Yes, very nice. Not when we were little, but now they are.
Are they athletes as well?
They played basketball all through high school, and now they're in college. And
so is it safe to say, if they only played through high school, I mean, safe to say you're the best athlete of the 3?
I guess so, yeah.
So outside of your family, you just talked about growing up in that area. Who is the biggest overall influence for you to, not just start gymnastics, but to start competing at a higher level?
I would say Nastia Lukin. Growing up at Woga, they always were like, "Oh, like you're like a little Nastia," and so I just always loved her, and I always watched her gymnastics and the way her lines and everything was just so beautiful. I loved.
You named a cup after her, and that's not a bad, comparison for you to get. They're calling you little Nastia. I mean, I'm taking that and running with it.
Yes.
So, what age did you start?
I started at 6.
Which is extremely late. I say that because I forgot which gymnast recently said it, but they said 6. And you and her, and I think maybe Shay Campbell from UCLA were the only ones who didn't say like 2, because that's the common answer. It's always like 2. As soon as you can walk good, you're out there on the mat.
Yeah. I tried it when I was, like, 2, I think I did the Mommy and Me classes, and I hated it, like, I did not like it, so my parents were like, "We're not doing that."
Did 6 means you could have already tried they throw you into soccer or something to see if you liked it?
I did soccer, dance, basketball, all the things.
Yeah, I mean, you had to play basketball. You had the brothers that played basketball,
Exactly.
So you talk about Woga. When did you go there and start training?
I started there when I was 6.
Oh, so you just went right. Okay, we're going right to the best. I see.
Yep. Yep.
So looking at it, I saw, you've traveled all over the country, got to compete everywhere. Where's your first? Let's start off the map. Where's your favorite place you traveled to compete?
Definitely Italy. It was such a cool experience. It was so much fun. We had such a fun group, and we got to go, like, shopping after practices and all of the fun
I mean,
things.
I'm jealous. I mean, I was in the military and I got to go all over the world. I got to some amazing places. Didn't get to check Italy off. So the fact that you've already got Italy checked off, and you got to do it to go compete. It's not like you were having to pay for a vacation. You were getting taken there. So that's pretty cool. So that's your favorite place you've been to. What is your favorite competition you've competed in?
Um, I really loved the Nastia Cup this year. That was definitely up there, but also Italy was one of my favorite competitions.
I mean,
Those
it's not wrong to be the same answer by any means.
yeah.
So you obviously got to garner a lot of attention. You're competing all over the country, outside of the country. You're doing extremely well. You got to be getting offers from a lot of schools, I assume. And I know you obviously chose Oklahoma, but were there any considerations before you tell me why it was Oklahoma? Were there any other schools you actually considered?
I had my mind pretty set on Oklahoma from the beginning, but I did wanna, like, keep my options open and just talk to all the schools and see. I really liked Arkansas and Georgia, but OU was the best.
I'm so glad you did. Look, I love the gymnasts we've had on from Arkansas, but it's called the Barn. You can't compete in a place called the Barn. But no. So you ultimately choose Oklahoma. Is it as simple as that's where you go to win championships? Is it the coaching staff? Is it, we talked about you getting to meet those elite gymnasts who were there. Talk about why it was Oklahoma, and if it's all of them, you can explain that as well, obviously.
Well, I've always loved Oklahoma, obviously being from Texas and it's so close. So, like, me and my mom would always go up there to watch all the meets and everything. And I've just always loved all the girls and Audrey going there and all of that stuff. But when I went on my visit and, like, my first phone call with KJ, Lou, Tom, and Ashley, like, I was so nervous. Like, I just wanted everything to go perfect. I was so nervous. But I just, like, knew from that moment, like, yep, these are my future coaches.
I can't imagine from the top. Me and Daniel have talked about this, and it doesn't matter the sport, right? Being recruited so early, it's one of the reasons why I'm glad the rules have changed, because we've talked with so many athletes. I can't imagine being 12 years old and having to make such a massive commitment, right? Like, it's got to be the scariest thing in the world to talk to these coaches. And you feel like you don't want to tell them no, right? Like that they're asking you. So I'm glad that changed, but everything about Oklahoma is top notch, and you can't go wrong with obviously choosing there. I mean, you could have chose LSU, but I'm gonna forgive you. No, but let's talk about this upcoming year. You're obviously not at Oklahoma yet, so you got your own competitions to do. Do you know about your upcoming schedule, like what you got on deck?
Yes, we just got our schedule, and I have a mock meet this weekend, kind of like a inter squad thing, and then we start in January. Our first meet's in Texas, in Irving, and then we have like one travel meet, and then it's just pretty local meets, Houston in the area, and then state regionals and hopefully nationals.
So what are your goals for this year, right? Because you obviously don't want to get caught looking ahead to college, but you do have already committed, right? So you know what the future is. So it's not like you've got to earn a spot. So is it, are you trying to get better at certain skills? Is it, to go out and win certain, competitions? What's the goal that you have for this year?
Mhm. I definitely just want to work on like being as clean as possible, like perfecting everything, because that's what college is all about.
Right.
Like consistency and like gaining that confidence that all those girls have. I know like once you get there, it's different, but
Mhm.
I can practice it and try to get as prepared as possible.
These places where you're putting on the competition, I told you, I've never been to anything but a college meet. So like, how big are the crowds similar to college? Are they smaller? Are they bigger? How are they?
They're usually smaller than college meets, definitely. They're
Well, I
more,
know you were in Italy. I mean, it could be
yeah,
some packed out place.
yes, Italy that was insane. It was super. Oh, hello.
What
Yeah,
up?
Daniel, so
I
we
heard
were talking.
Italy.
Yeah, I was, Daniel's been out that way. The best place that she's went and competed was in Italy, and I'm pretty jealous.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Mhm.
Italy, Greece, that whole little area is it's nice.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the goals that she has for this upcoming season, because obviously committed already to Oklahoma. You know where you're going, but what you want to obtain, and she's basically saying she wants to sharpen her skills. But another guest that's from around the Dallas Fort Worth area. I'm telling you, Daniel, in Texas, it's just, man, the gymnasts there. Like, if I'm Texas, I'm definitely starting a gymnastics program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We didn't ask it. Would you consider a Texas or Texas A&M if they had a program?
Definitely not Texas A&M because my household has always been against the Aggies. But maybe. I mean, it's hard to say because you never know like what the coaches would be and all of that stuff. But Oklahoma has definitely always been my number one. So
No doubt. So you make that official visit to Oklahoma. We were talking about it. I see you getting to hang out with all the girls. Talk about that experience for those who maybe aren't seeing all the things through Instagram, aren't talking to the girls we are. Like, what do you get to do? How many of you recruits are there? Like, talk about that weekend.
it was such a fun weekend. And the 4 girls that we have, it's such a good group. And we've already made such a close bond, which is really cool and special. And we're all like just so excited and we all have similar goals and the same mindset. And so it was such a fun weekend. We had like a photo shoot and we were there like for 4 hours. Like we took so
That
many
was that photo shoot. I mean, when you get to take pictures with all the trophies, like, I mean,
Yes.
it don't get any better than that when you talk props.
It's pretty cool. And we took pictures like all together with the trophies and all the things. It was so fun.
So who else is, you may not remember all the names. You may remember who are the other girls that we can get excited about that are coming there with you?
Blakely, Camila, and Kenzie. And Camila and Blakely are both from Texas, and Kenzie's from Washington.
Nice. So Oklahoma doing what they do, coming from all over the country. Daniel, like, Oklahoma's not going to ever fall off. Ever.
No, I mean I think that's the plan.
Mhm.
Damn it.
I know, but you know how some programs in some sports, they go up, down, up, down. Like, I just don't see Oklahoma ever taking a step back.
What I think the football team needs to get some advice from the gymnastics team, because clearly, I mean, Oklahoma in general, like the whole athletic program needs to take notes, because whatever gymnastics is doing,
Well, no,
doing it
don't
right.
forget, softball's the
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
But let's call it what it is. The men's sport need to get it together. That's what we're really saying.
Yes, definitely.
So, do you plan on, this is probably my most exciting question I'm going to ask, especially because I'm going to be there as well. And we've talked about, you talked about learning and watching Jordan and Audrey. Like, how many of the meets do you plan on trying to go to?
I'm trying to go to as many as I can, but it's hard because it's also during my season. It's at the same time, so like most weekends I'm competing too. But
Look, coach, I can't make it this weekend. Oklahoma's going to LSU. I said I'd be there, sorry.
Sorry, can't make it.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things too, though, Jim. It's probably like, yeah, it's great to go watch them, but I think she would rather compete herself. I think
Yeah, that's true.
that's me.
Mhm.
It's great to watch and all, but like, I want to get out there and do it.
Yeah, when I watch, I get like so excited. I'm just like, I just want to be out there with them.
So on those girls from Oklahoma, like, do you think through the course of this year that you'll be able to talk to them on a regular basis? Not like necessarily like as friends, but like learning from them as mentors. Like, is it something that you, after meeting them and establishing that relationship, you plan on trying to connect with them, especially not even just the girls that are seeing, like the girls that you'll actually compete with, right? Like maybe like a Faith Torres, who's an upperclassman, who will still be there.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. We all like text and Snapchat a lot, and every single one of them is just so helpful and kind, and they're like always reach out if you have any questions. So I think definitely once we get closer to leaving, I'll have many questions I'll ask them, and we always stay in touch. They always like say good luck and all the things. So
Well, Daniel, I told her you're the reason that I started watching gymnastics. I definitely gave you all the credit, but I know you came in late. But anything I'm sure you want to ask, I know you're excited to see her compete, just as much as I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have a gymnast on that's high caliber. It's another to have the best incoming gymnast on and talk to you. So shout out to what you've been doing, what you've been able to accomplish. I guess the biggest thing that I wanted to know from you is, knowing where you're going and what the expectations are. Is there any pressure to live up to anything? Like, is there like this standard that you're putting in your head, like I need to be at this level, or you just go and you do what you've been doing so far, and because you're just that good?
I definitely like think about it sometimes on the hard days. I'm just like, I gotta keep going. I have something to work towards. Like, I gotta push myself a little extra to get to that standard.
What
But
is what's the one thing you would say that you need to work on to prepare yourself for college?
definitely my vault, because I don't have my 1.5 yet. It's still in the works, which everyone has 1.5 at OU. So
Well,
that's
is it something, is it so I've wondered this too, like doing certain skills, it it's one of those things where it can be very fearful, especially if it's your first time doing it. Is it something that deep down you can do? It's just you haven't mastered the I just got to go do it.
yeah, definitely. It's definitely a mental thing. It's not so much like fear. Like usually I'm pretty good with working through fear. It's just like I always used to work doubles when I was trying like elite and all the things. So going back to 1.5, like sometimes I get lost in the air and all this crazy stuff, but it's in
So
the works.
how good is your beam? And there's a reason I asked this.
My beam is definitely my best and my favorite.
I
Well,
say anybody who likes being the most is crazy. That thing. No.
yeah. Is there any way you could teach a very novice individual how to mount the beam and dismount the beam successfully?
Definitely.
Okay,
If you're
well,
trying to throw shade at me, I mounted and dismounted successfully.
I think I saw that
I
video.
didn't need any help. I was wearing blue jeans and tennis shoes, and I got up there and didn't fall, and I got down and didn't fall. And you know what, Daniel? Just because you said that, this Sunday, I'm going to see if they'll let me on it. That's it, man. I'm doing a backflip into the pit. I mean, I'm already hurt anyway. Why not?
look, here's what I'll tell you. People can climb up on a horse and get in the saddle, but that doesn't mean they're riding a horse. All right. The same thing with a beam. You might could get up there and get down, but you're not beaming. Let's be
I'm
real.
going to beam. And
Oh,
then I'm going to wear grips this time on the bars. You just,
Oh,
look,
wow.
just wait.
he's got a torn.
I actually can't do the bars. Yeah, I'm hurt. I can't do that.
He's got a torn pec today. Next week he'll come on here. He'll have a another ailment because he's trying to?
You only live once, and I can't help that I waited till 40 to try gymnastics, man.
It's never too late. You can always try.
Yeah, see?
Just might have some
Ella,
arm.
don't pump this dude's head full of that nonsense. It's too late for him.
No.
You just don't see any 40-year-old gymnasts. Come on now.
I'm not aspiring to win a gold medal. I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
True. So last question, and I think it's important just kind of to know what you're bringing to the table. When you step foot at Oklahoma, what do you think is the one thing that you're going to bring to the team?
Definitely like a positive energy vibe. Like I'm very big on like keeping a positive mindset in the gym, like even on the hard days. I just think it's very helpful, and I know all those girls are already so positive, but
Well, that was what I was going to ask you, Daniel. Let me ask you, when you are recruiting as their coaches, right? And we talk about team chemistry, if there's a girl who's elite, but yet she's not like a very happy person, we'll just say she's very standoffish. Do you even consider bringing her? Because Oklahoma is just different. The girls there are all happy and loving. Do you even bring someone like that in?
So it really depends. So the question you got to ask yourself is, well, why is that person standoffish? Why are they, the way they are? And a lot of times, like when you are a gymnast, you can be in your own bubble because you are the best at your gym, for instance.
So you probably just referenced Haley Bryant, even though you're talking yard, because Haley Bryant does not do anything with the team during the meet.
And so, yeah, I mean, and so it could be this thing where her entire life she's been very solo, and it's hard to deviate from that until you get into an atmosphere or a culture like OU where you have to, one, and two, you have the opportunity to. So, and I think you can, if someone is coachable, then you can take a chance on that. But if a person's not coachable and they're unapproachable, like those are two like big red flags where you're like, man, I can find someone with less talent that's more willing to get better the way that we need to get better, as opposed to trying to force someone to be something that they're not, and it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Daniel, before you start this or that, y'all have something in common. Y'all both went and seen Taylor Swift.
Let's go. I didn't go to the Eras tour, so I mean
the best one.
I went to what was the one before that? I don't even remember.
He went.
Reputation. Yeah. So I went on my birthday.
Oh wow! Was it for your birthday?
No, it was not. It was, I don't know. It was years ago. But
you told the story. It was random.
It was very random. Like my wife got tickets from a friend, or a friend had tickets. Somebody canceled. They had a couple extra tickets. It happened to be my birthday. We didn't have any plans, and she was just like, "Well, do you want to go to this concert?" And I was like, "Do you want to go to this concert?"
Well, we talked about this. It's an elite entertainer. Even if she's not necessarily his thing, you're going to get the performance of a lifetime out there. And he lives in Tampa, mind you. So you're going to go into a football stadium and see a massive concert. Like, it's just, especially like you said, no plans. Why not?
Yeah. It's cool. Like, she goes all out. Like, it's all the dancers, all the lights, all the sparkles. It's just everything.
It was the first time where I was in a stadium for a concert and it was sold out. Wow. And it was one of the first times that I had seen, like, you get a band and it lights up and it syncs with the music and like that blew my mind. So it was a really good concert, very good entertainment value. Mm-hmm. I don't think she went on for 3 hours, but it was a good hot minute.
Say it was even raining and it didn't deter anybody. Like people.
She got out there and did her thing. Like she wouldn't. You would have never thought it was raining.
But since you like the whole wristband sinking thing, you can go to Death Valley at night with 102,000 people and watch LSU play football and sink your wristband anytime you want, Daniel. Just saying.
Yeah, I could, but I'm not happening. So Ella, it's that time in the episode where we play a game called This or That. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right, it's very simple. We have a lot of baseball players on the show, so I got to make our games very simple for those dudes. All right, so I'm going to give you two options. You choose one option or the other. Can't say both, can't say neither. Go with your head, go with your heart, go with your gut. Just be decisive and pick one.
Okay.
Daniel, I got to tell you, man, the other night when I had Jace and Hayden on without you, I did not say the rules. And Hayden,
they
Jace goes
messed
first,
it up,
and Hayden comes out first question and goes both. And before I can even say something, Hayden looks at him and goes, "That's not how you play the game." And I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "How you gonna come on first question and say both?" And of course, it's because I didn't say the rules.
And that's why I drafted both of them last night, because I
But
know
to
they're
his
going to
point,
hold
that's
each other
why
in
he has
check.
to dumb it down for baseball players, because there was that, and then later on, a question that you're not going to get, so I can talk about it. He starts breaking down why he would want to wrestle a tiger, and it's like, you don't want to wrestle a tiger, but keep believing what you're telling me.
Yeah. Very, very passionate answer, but not true. But for you, Ella, let's hop into this. First question: coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
Energy drink. What's your energy drink of choice? Red Bull, Monster, Rain, Celsius. What do you got?
Alani's. I love.
Oh, Alani's.
You know, that's the trend in one. Both my kids are drinking it.
I had one of those. It was a cherry limeade, and it was rather refreshing. It was
Yeah.
nice. It was
They
nice.
taste so good.
Look, I'll put it to you this way, Daniel. You know, Taylor was home from LSU, and you know Jackson's been drinking them, and he drank one of hers, and I thought we were going to have World War III in my house over these things. They're serious.
Oh man, Jackson don't need that. Tell him to calm
That's
down.
the worst part. Yeah, my soon-to-be 13-year-old has all the energy in the world drinking energy drink.
Oh, yeah.
Getting amped up. He's just trying to be like his dad. He's gonna be drinking lattes next.
Hey man, I'm like on latte 5 in the last month. I'm working my way towards coffee.
Man, just go black, man, and just
Oh,
do
that's
it.
gross. That's gross. It's got to be freezing cold outside, and I need to eat.
That's crazy. All right, it's the holiday season. All right, maybe had a turkey for Thanksgiving, but Christmas is on the horizon. What's your protein of choice? Are we going ham or are we going turkey?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah.
I think ham can be overrated, Daniel. You said turkey can be
overrated.
If you don't get that, like we're in the Memphis area, Daniel. If you don't get the honey baked ham, it's probably not good.
Yeah.
I mean, but what? Like
people mess up ham. She gave the head nod. She's what I'm talking about. People mess up ham a lot. It can be dry. It can not have enough sugar. Like
I don't know anybody who buys a ham and cooks it themselves. And that's fact. But I know a lot of people that have ham. And so like the only
if you're gonna have people over, you go buy a honey baked ham, period.
Of course. Like they're delicious for one.
Honey baked ham is pretty good.
Man, honey baked ham is good, and they'll give it to you they'll give it to you hot and it's good. They'll give it to you cold and it's good. It is unbelievable.
The real question, because it's not on the this or that, Ella, you know, we did this during the Thanksgiving. What's your favorite side at Thanksgiving?
Oh, I love the rolls.
That's a new one, Daniel. I like it. It's a new one. It's not the typical answer. She didn't say mashed potatoes. She didn't say mac and cheese. She didn't say dressing. She said rolls.
Rolls are my favorite.
It's if you're someone who is a dinner roll, connoisseur, all right, which I'm not. However, some of the people that came to my Thanksgiving were. So, as I'm going through Costco on my weekly trip, I grab a bag of dinner rolls because I know we're going to have a lot of people.
You
and I'm like,
Sister Schubert, did you? You failed.
I don't know what it is. It was a bag, and it had some lady on it. It might have been her, but
no, these come in a pan.
Yeah, the ones.
Okay.
She knew. See, hey, we know our rolls.
So I knew this was going to go bad because when I opened the bag from the freezer, mind you, they were all stuck together. And even after letting them sit for like an hour, they were still stuck together. And I'm just like, what on earth? And so they were not that great as far as dinner rolls go. But I'm not a dinner roll person, so I didn't really care. But other people are dinner roll people, and they were not happy. That's all they could talk about was some damn dinner rolls.
I wouldn't be happy either.
So, well, you would have been disappointed that this was a fail. The turkey was good. The dinner rolls were not so much.
I'd rather the turkey be good at the end of the day.
Me too. All right. Luxury car or fast car?
Luxury car.
Oh yeah, nice little G-Wagon. Got some built for comfort, not
My
speed.
wife got that ceramic coat wrap on her new Cherokee, Daniel. Ain't gonna lie, man. Thing looks really good. Might have to go take it for a drive tomorrow while she ain't paying attention.
What is a ceramic coat wrap?
And so they put some sort of polyfoam. So by the time it comes off, it almost looks like the way mine does with its custom paint job. It's almost got that metallic shimmer to it at all times, and it's not something that when it rains it's going to mess it up. Like, it's a 6-month warranty. So basically, it looks like it's fully waxed on an everyday basis, I guess is the best way to put it.
Hey, I can't tell you the last time I washed a vehicle. Like cleaning the inside.
You live in Florida where the sun is shining. How do you not have a clean car, man?
Because it rains every day in the summer. That's the problem. And I don't want to spend time outside doing things that I don't really want to do, which is wash my car.
I got a question that pertains to this, Ella. I am going to make my first trip to Norman this year, but I haven't been. Is it one of those places where you can walk everywhere, or do you have to take buses, or do you need to actually drive?
You can definitely walk everywhere.
That's my kind of thing. I like because LSU's that way, but I went to Tuscaloosa for Alabama the first time, and man, there's no way I'm walking from place to place. That thing is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty small. I haven't really seen many other campuses. I saw Arkansas, which that was a lot of hills, but Norman.
Daniel, she considered Arkansas, didn't pick it. I told her can't compete in a place called the Barn.
That's ridiculous. All right, gymnastics. Let's get to some of those questions. All right. I think I know the answer. Beam or bars?
Beam. It really depends on the day, but I know I can't say that. But
can't say that. Can't be both, and it can't be depends.
The fact that she thought about it just talks about her love for all of them, because she explicitly said Beam was her favorite, but then still had to think about it.
Yeah. All right. What about vault or floor?
Floor.
All right. What about beam or floor?
Beam.
Beam. All right.
I told her she's crazy, but it is like I keep saying, she's had a lot of different answers. Refreshing because floor is typically always the answer.
Oh yeah. All right. What's scarier? Snakes or spiders?
Spiders.
Spiders?
I hate spiders.
I mean,
that on average,
there's rattlesnakes where you live, and you're going spiders?
Yeah.
Daniel says this is foolishness.
Spiders.
Daniel said when I heard this on the radio, it's not true, but I'm just saying what I heard, and they said it's fact. That you actually in your sleep, 6 times in your life will swallow a spider.
I don't believe that. Not a chance.
It was on the Christian music channel. They don't lie.
Jesus is going to strike them down. Jesus is going to fill them full of spiders.
Maybe the only reason I believe it is because 1, I'm scared of them. 2, I saw arachnophobia and they were crawling on their face. So maybe I just believe it.
But all right. So let's break this down. All right. You got a spider in your mouth. You would know that, right?
No, not if I'm sleeping hard. And my wife tells me because of the way I snore, I sleep with my mouth open. So I definitely would invite him basically in
But eventually they get in the back of your throat and
I'm just telling you what they say.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I feel like I would wake up.
Exactly. I just don't believe that 6 times 6 different spiders got lucky enough to crawl on your face, into your mouth, use your
I'm just glad
esophagus as a slip and slide.
If it's true, because I'm scared of them, I'm glad I stay asleep, because if I woke up with one on my face, then I would start having nightmares there in my bed on a nightly basis. I'd never sleep.
Yeah.
That would be no bueno.
Yeah.
All right.
This next question's I'm really gonna judge her. I'm just saying.
All right. rom-com or scary movie? If
Rom-com.
it's movie night, you're going to go rom-com. All right.
Daniel,
What-
we've been watching the Hallmark rom-coms, me and my wife, and I love them. They're so corny. If she had said horror movies, I'd have been depressed. All those girls from Mississippi State that kept saying they like horror movies, they're crazy.
Oh no,
Well, let me-
horror movies stress me out. Sometimes I like them, but they're too stressful.
Look, these Hallmark movies are just garbage.
Why?
They're all
good.
They're all the same. All right. Here's the basic
You
premise.
must hate Lindsay Lohan. That's what this is.
I do not. The basic premise.
He knows
all right?
what I'm talking about. Lindsay's on all of them.
There's some kind of conflict between a lady and a man, and somehow they intertwine their lives over. Maybe the lady's going to get a Christmas tree and she's trying to pick it up and find the right one, and she moves one out of the way, and there's this handsome young man who just sweeps her off her feet.
It's
and
adult Disney.
And it's always called Christmas in some bodunk town, Christmas in Platteville.
You see what I deal with? He's so unhappy, Ella.
You need to watch the right rom-coms.
See, what rom-com? Like, tell me one.
I actually have the answer. Hold on.
good-
I read her profile earlier. Me and her have one of the favorite movies. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It's
Yes.
excellent. And she kind of looks like Kate Hudson. While we're being honest.
Thank you.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
You have
What's your favorite movie?
That's definitely up there. I would say that one.
Daniel, have you even seen it?
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen
Oh,
it. Like, I
Matthew
can't.
McConaughey.
It's
Cameo.
so
I can't tell you the specifics on the movie, but if I started watching it, it would
own
probably
it.
come back to me.
Facts.
I feel like you would remember it if you saw it.
Not a chance. Not a chance. All right. Luxury pool or beach?
Luxury pool.
Oh yeah. All right. Going to the pool side. I got you. I am a pool person too, even though I live by the beach.
Mm.
And I despise going to the beach. Once I'm there and set up, like, I have a great time.
Mhm.
But the event of planning to go to the beach is more than I want to do.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like-
you got to drag all the stuff to the beach. Then you got to set it up. And then you have your good time and you're all sunned out. And then guess what? You got to pack it all up and drag it all back.
I want to be rich so I can stay at one of the resorts and have everything there and use all their stuff and get it sandy and just leave it there.
Yes,
that-
that's the way to do it. But then you're all like sandy and like there's sand.
That's the thing. I will say this about the beaches where he lives. They actually have the showers everywhere where you can. When I was just in California, the Huntington Beach where I was at, there wasn't any shower heads there. And I was like, how am I supposed to get this sand off? Y'all can't be serious.
Yeah.
It's because those people at Huntington Beach, they're sun bunnies. They stay out in the sun. They just sand like it like slides right off of them. Yeah, it's their skin is sandpaper. Like
You could tell I was a tourist. I mean, I was like looking for a shower head, got sand everywhere, looked sloppy.
That's you. Yeah, you stuck out. All right. Would you rather spend a night in the jungle or in a haunted house?
A haunted house.
Really?
The smartest girl we've ever had come on here because she clearly understands what's in the jungle.
Yeah, that's why I said really, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, they think that the jungle is this place that's fun. Like they will go and they'll go, oh, I could do that. No, you couldn't. Here's the reason why. All right. A haunted house, you in your mind, you could play it up whether you believe what you want about, ghosts and stuff. But in my mind, I could tell myself that none of this is real.
Yeah.
In the jungle, I can't do that.
It's all real. It's there.
It's all real. It's there.
Daniel, you're wanting to play Survivor. I'm watching it every week, and they always we've already talked about spiders, and they show this giant spider on a tree, and I'm like, no, man, because I will be asleep at night there, and there will be a spider on my face.
Yeah, that's where you
that's when
saw
you
the
just-
spiders.
That's when you just deal with it, man.
I gotta ask
you see last night's episdo though?
Yeah, but we're not gonna do a break into a whole Survivor thing with her. Let me ask you though, Daniel, like, do they actually have like things to help keep away like the snakes and stuff? Because it feels like it's a real thing that somebody could get like bitten by a poisonous snake.
So now that all the seasons are in Hawaii, like you have less of that because you can maintain the grounds that you're on. Prior to them going to Hawaii, there was a lot of like issues with that, just because like you're gonna have a crew go through and clear out some places, but like you're still where
Daniel's no longer on the show. He got bit by a poisonous snake last night.
No, gotta go.
Ugh,
That's how you get people out of the game.
awful.
You don't even gotta vote them out. Just hope they get bit by a snake or a spider.
Well, I mean, in previous seasons, they've had medical attention, like monitoring certain things like insect bites and stuff, just because they look bad.
Well, I'll be like, I got a giant spider bite. Bring the boat. I'm out. Like, I don't forget medical. I'm going home.
Load them up.
Yeah.
All right. Lake or beach? This is just a question.
I'm trying to figure out where that came from. That was not on my notes.
Well, she did pool and beach, and I'm just curious if lake and beach, if she's more of a lake person.
I would say lake. I
Alright.
mean, I love the beach, but like the lake is just so fun. And our family has a lake house, so I just
Lake is the answer of the three.
I mean, lake is the answer if you're in a boat.
and the boat, yeah.
But like I
100%.
told you, no one actually goes to a lake and doesn't have a boat. I don't know any of those people.
Yeah.
The Daniel, the thing is, I put hypothetical on here because we usually you always ask the older guests because it's deep. I'm curious to know what someone her age thinks about this question. Not that the question he's fixing to ask you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here is a hypothetical for you.
This is the final thing, and you're off the hot seat. But you got the hardest one last.
Oh
Yep.
no. Okay.
You gotta think deep on this. This is very deep. I'm gonna
Okay.
let you know that up front. All right, here's the deal. You are cleaning your attic and you come across a book and you're like, oh, what's this book? You start reading it and you realize that it's the story of your life. Like from page 1 at birth all the way through, everything is identical to what you've done in your life so far. You get to current day where you're on a podcast with us and you go, man, should I continue to read and find out how my life ends? Or should I put this book down and never open it again? So what do you do?
I would put the book down
All right.
because I feel like if I were to read it, I would just live in a constant like state of like, oh, I didn't do this, I have to do this to like get to that point. And like I feel like that's you don't want to
Would you have the urge? Would you have to like? So I told Daniel, I'd have to burn it because if things started getting dicey around there, I'm like, you know what? I might need to know what's coming next. I'm gonna read the book. So would you be able to have it on your bookshelf, or does it gotta go?
It'd probably have to go.
Yeah, definitely. Jim would burn it. There's no way. Like he would.
Because I'm telling you, one bad day, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I need to know about tomorrow.
Yeah.
I need to know if this is getting better. That's what I need to know. All right, let me add a layer to this question. All right. Let's say you get to present day and you realize that there's only 2 pages left of the book. Then what do you do?
And keep in mind, the book's like you've read like 400 pages, so it's not like it's been summarized. So if it's 2 pages, that means it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rather quickly in 2 pages.
I feel like I would have to read it. I
You gotta
mean,
know then.
that's a hard I mean, I feel like I would have to read it so I could see if there's a chance I could
I
study it.
mean, Daniel, she doesn't have to be as old as some of these souls come on here. I think she's got the right two answers. I think you burn it, and then if it's 2 days, I got to know, man. I got to know how this thing's happening and what I need to get done before it happens.
Yep.
I think I have the willpower to not read it and put it on a bookshelf and not look at it again. I think. But thankfully, I don't have that presented to me, and I don't have to.
Daniel, what would be funny? The extra layer would have been she's got the Nostian Cup this weekend, so she needs to know what happens.
No, she's prepared. She's ready. She don't need to know what's going to happen.
Well, I'm excited.
She already knows what's going to happen.
I tell you, Ella, we wanted you on. Obviously, great talent, great character, but we're all in on Oklahoma, and I don't want this to end this year when all the upperclassmen we've had on go. Like, I want this to continue between like you and Addison Feta and Lizzie Blessy. Like, I say, the LSU thing, but I don't know nearly. I know 5 or 6 that I'm tight with on LSU. It feels like we know the whole Oklahoma team now, and like I'm all in. Like I said, it's the way that they're just such happy, loving people. Like, it's hard to not root for them and want to be a part of that culture.
Yes, definitely. That's also like something I noticed straight away, like on my visit. Just everyone was so happy. Like I was like, they're all just so happy. Like I just want to be.
Yeah, you brought football into this, but like they go to the games and have a blast. And even though Oklahoma was losing most of them, they still didn't let it ruin their time. And then it ended up all coming to fruition because they beat Alabama in the last one. They got that time of their life, so it worked out.
Yeah, that looked like a fun one. My brother.
I mean, it's
Oklahoma, and he was there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It's got to be a good feeling when you're the best, one of the best teams on campus, especially like when you're comparing it to the football team. So
Yeah.
of course they're having a good time. Look at all the trophies they put in that case, man.
Danae said those rings are not light, bro. When she did the picture in the football jersey, I was like, man, I got arthritis looking at it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and they wear them everywhere. Like on our visit when we were around them, like they had them on at the game and all this stuff. And I'm like,
I would too. I mean,
so cool. Like
I wear my Saints. What am I looking for? The word replica. Look, I'll wear my replica right here and just feel good about it. I can only imagine if I really want it. Like, golly, I'd be repping them all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nonverbal flex. They're putting on recruits.
Well, that's why. Look, me and Daniel do the old man tangent because these kids at these baseball tournaments, you don't even gotta win. But even if you win, it's just a weekend tournament, and they get these big old rings. And even though they're fake, they're still like noticeable. And it's like when we were coming up, it's the way it always was. Like you had to win something prestigious, like a state championship, a national championship, the SEC something. And now kids can get them just on a weekend.
Yep, they're making Hallmark movies out of these kids.
Oh, I see. That's my key to go. You can wrap this thing up.
Winter bash.
I do have one last question, and then we'll get this thing wrapped up.
Okay.
What is the closest place to Memphis, Tennessee that you'll compete? I'm trying to see if you're within a distance that I can make. Obviously, can't make Italy. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you come anywhere in the South.
I have a meet in Wisconsin.
I said South.
I know, but that's just the only travel meet I have.
Oh my goodness, Daniel. I gave her all this credit for intelligence, and I said South is Wisconsin.
I have a meet in Wisconsin and Utah, and the rest are in Texas. Oh, in Colorado.
Well, I'll just have to come to Texas. Maybe it'll be on one of the weeks I'm covering baseball already, and I can just already be there. But Wisconsin is a hard pass, Daniel. I'm definitely not. I went up there one time. I told you that, and I'm pretty sure hell froze over there.
Oh, wait, I have one in Virginia.
Still rather go to Texas. We'll keep it in Texas.
Yeah.
Getting closer.
Look, I tell you who I want. Daniel, I don't know if I said, I forgot what the name of the school was or which school, but Kaya Johnson's in the upper Northeast coaching gymnastics. And it's like, yeah, not going to support Kaya, not going to the Northeast to watch gymnastics.
Hey, it's a tough commitment making that haul. All right, Ella, before you get out of here, anything you want to plug or promote?
I'm good.
You're good.
Olga Gymnastics, the best of the best, Daniel.
Yes.
The best, clearly.
Best.
Look,
Well-
I love this. Home, I clicked its page. Home of Olympic champions Hesley Rivera, Nastia Lukin, Carly Patterson, and Madison. I don't know how to say her name. Koshian. Anyway, man, just flexing the names right off the top, Daniel.
I mean, that's
Very-
pretty good list of names right there.
They don't have her name on there. I'm a little. I mean, where's Ella Murphy?
Soon.
Yes.
Just wait. Well, Ella, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, if there's anything we can do for you, please reach back out to us. We wish you a happy and successful, gymnastics season. Obviously, you got some stuff in the works, and go kick some butt.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That is Ella Murphy, everybody. If you like hearing Ella's story, or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook. Retweet us on X, listen and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast. Head on over to YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notifications so that you know when we drop content, because it's coming right after this. Jim's going to be uploading this episode and much, much more. So be on the lookout for that. Jim, another solid week in the books. What do we got next week?
We got Nate Sneed, closer from Tennessee baseball. We got Gavin Grahovac, Texas A&M 500th guest. But then we come back to Oklahoma. We got Kelsey Slade. So we're gonna keep this Oklahoma train going. But baseball, gymnastics, doing what we do best.
That's right. You forgot Nate Sneed of Tennessee and on the Memphis City Survivor Tribe. Let's go.
Oh,
You
nobody
forgot.
cares about that. Nobody cares. Sign us off.
All right. This has been the Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.